Hello and welcome to the video. In this one I will be making a black pepper chicken stir fry. I will be going through all the steps here, and by the end you will be able to make this at home as well. Follow along, the recipe will be in the description of this video. Let's get started. Right here is everything you're going to need to prepare this dish. I use this recipe to meal prep my lunch for the work week. So if you only need a couple servings, I would cut this recipe in half. Now we will start off with the marinade for the chicken. You will need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. There is also a cooking wine called Shaoxing, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, that you can use in place of this. Next is 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, which you could also substitute with Hoisin sauce if you prefer. Next up is 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, followed by 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. And the final ingredient of the marinade is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now go ahead and stir this all together until it's well combined. Now this is ready to go on the chicken. Here I had 2 pounds of chicken breast cut into strips. Make sure that your chicken is completely coated with the marinade, and you're going to let this sit for at least 20 minutes, longer if you want. While this is going, I will quickly prepare all of my veggies. Just in case you missed it, that was 1 onion and 2 red bell peppers that I sliced up. One last thing to prepare before we start cooking is the sauce that will be going on top. You're going to need 1 cup of water or broth for a little more flavor, 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar or that cooking wine that I mentioned earlier, 2 tablespoons of dry sherry cooking wine, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Make sure all of it ends up in the bowl. Next up is 2 tablespoons of sugar, followed by 1 tablespoon of black pepper, and finally half a teaspoon of salt. I used low sodium soy sauce, so if you're using regular, you can leave this out. Give this a quick stir, and now we're ready to start cooking. I have my wok heated up to a medium-high heat. Then I added 1 tablespoon of sesame oil along with 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. I now added in all of my marinated chicken, and then I went ahead and spread out the chicken into a single layer as far out as possible in the wok. We're looking to maximize the amount of surface area of the chicken that comes into contact with the pan, because we're looking to get a very nice sear on this. Once it's spread out, we're going to let it sit for a few minutes. I know you're thinking about stirring it. Don't do it. Now we're ready for... This is exactly what we're looking for. You'll know that you're ready for the flip once the chicken starts to turn white around the sides. Just continue like this until it's seared on the other side and cooked just all the way through. Once it's done, remove it from the pan and set it to the side for now. I added another tablespoon or 2 of sesame oil to the wok and then started to cook my mushrooms. Once they look like this with a nice sear on them as well, we're going to set these to the side also. Then I put 1 more tablespoon of coconut oil into the wok and then added my peppers and onions. You're only going to have to cook these for a few minutes. You want them to be cooked through enough but still crunchy. Once these are ready, everything else is going to be added back in. First the mushrooms. Then I went and added the mixture that was prepared earlier, which is going to be our sauce. Give it a quick stir first just to make sure the cornstarch hasn't settled to the bottom, and then add it to the pan. Now cook this for a few more minutes while stirring occasionally until it reduces down to the desired consistency. Here you can see how much it has thickened up, and it's now starting to coat the vegetables. And at this point is where I finally add the chicken. Now that everything is finally in, all that's left to do is stir it around until everything is completely coated with the sauce. Now that it's all mixed together, we are ready to eat. And there you have it. You can serve this with rice, noodles, or just by itself. And now it's time to give it a try. Please subscribe if you're interested in seeing more recipes in the future. I would also really appreciate it. Everything here came out perfect. The chicken was cooked just right, the vegetables were still nice and crunchy, and so much great flavor. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.